Are you ready to stop the self-sabotage and create the life you desire? Well, in order for that to happen, you need to break free from the bad beliefs that are holding your success hostage. You need to optimize the stress by turning it into extra energy for success. And those hurtful habits? Well, we need to give that pain a purpose for progress. Welcome to Stop the Self-Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire podcast. Ever have this happen to you? You have a phenomenal experience. Maybe it was at a class or a workshop. It could have been inspiration that you received from a book. Might even be listening to my podcast, Stop the Self-Sabotage and Create the Life You Desire. But whatever it was, you took in something that you're like, this is it. This is what I need. And then a few days later, your life isn't any better than what it was before you had what I like to call an aha moment. Why is that? Because you've actually got this internal conflict going on between what you already know and what you want to experience. And when you have an internal conflict, the part of you that has been around the oldest, the longest, yeah, is that better vocabulary? The part of you that has been around longer is like, you know what? Well, we don't need to act on anything else. We're getting our needs met with what we're doing, but you've learned to get them met in a dysfunctional way. And oh, there's the problem. Because when you learn something new and you implement it, there's a fear that sets off of what you're going to have to let go of. And even though you're getting those needs met in a dysfunctional way, you're still getting them met. And then on top of that, it makes you happy to self-sabotage yourself. What? Yeah, we're going to get into that in just a moment. So, welcome to today's episode where we're talking about how what you learned will not help you. So, the book, the class, the podcast will not take you any further. And I'm actually going to take you through an exercise that I have done with several of my clients over the last 24 hours. So you're going to get a little insider insight. Okay, but let's go back to when you implement something new, you're afraid of what you're going to have to let go of. You're going to have to deal with that fear of the fact that you're not sure if you're going to get your needs met, even though you're getting them met in a dysfunctional way. And you're getting certainty, you're getting variety, you're getting worthiness, even though it's worthiness to where, look at what a hot mess I am. You're getting validation where others are going, yeah, you're a hot mess, all right. So you're getting all of that, but in a way that keeps you stuck and struggling. It's not moving you forward. So what do you have to do with the fear? You've got to learn to turn that stress into extra energy for success. You need to be able to flip the switch on it. See, we all experience situations in our life where we have fear. I was going through one just a little bit ago where I was actually set up to be interviewed by somebody. And you know, our interactions over the last couple of days, I'm going, this is not a fit. In fact, watch for the podcast I have coming up that will be what happens when you accidentally step on their status. I mean, I set us off on the wrong foot. I take complete responsibility for that, but it wasn't getting any better. And so you got this fear. Okay, what am I going to have to let go of being featured on this? And it was like, oh no, I need to turn this into extra energy for success. Take me up to the next level. I need to be the one to go, you know, thinking that we probably shouldn't be moving forward on this. So you've got to use the fear for progress because the fear is not going to go away. But then you have to look at it actually makes you happy to self-sabotage. Yeah. See, happiness is different than joy. We're wired for joy. We can be joyful no matter what our circumstances are. Happiness, on the other hand, is temporary. And it comes from solving a problem. So you're really stressed out. Oh my gosh, you got a lot going on and you don't know how to handle it and you don't know how you're going to cope. And so you decide that you go to some sort of binge eating on things that are going to calm you down, which are going to be the empty carbs, the breads, the pastas, the chips, because those all have a calming effect, right? And now you're feeling calmer. And so your mind, your brain sets off dopamine because you've figured out how to solve the problem, even though it's only temporary. Dopamine comes from the reward center, and it's that feeling of satisfaction that we get. So you just set off the feeling of satisfaction, even though you sabotaged yourself. And then maybe the next thing that comes up is you need to have a conversation with someone over the fact that they happen to be violating some boundaries and that they're not following through on their end. And you're going to have to talk to them about it. And oh my gosh, okay, what are you going to do? And so then you decide to get on Facebook and find on there all the people who are having problems in your perception and decide to point it out. And so you've just moved yourself into avoidance and distraction. Guess what? You set off more dopamine. You solved the problem that you didn't know how to handle that confrontation. And so we get addicted to self-sabotage because it helps us feel happy, even though only temporarily. And the more buts you have in your life, oh, I'd really like to do that, but I wish I could, but the bigger your backside gets, and it's not just with food, it is with anything that you're using to soothe yourself, to distract yourself, to get attention, or to have others connect with you. Others can learn to connect with you through painful problems, which is the reason why I tell my clients, yeah, when we continue to work, you're going to continue to produce progress. You are not going to learn that we're there because you're broken, you're flawed, you need to be fixed, because you're not. You just need to turn that energy into progress instead of recreating the pain of your past. But that means that your mind needs to be reconditioned. Let's look at doing that starting right now. Okay, take a piece of paper and write at the top of it your goal, your wish, your dream. Whatever it is that you're setting as an end result, only write one. Down at the bottom of the paper, write you are here. You know, kind of like the map that you find at the mall whenever you're trying to find a store and you're here, and then this is how you get there. So, right, you are here down at the bottom, hope, wish, dream, goal, desire. At the top, put an arrow from the bottom all the way up to the top. Okay. Now, about 25% down from the top of the paper, I want you to draw a line from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. So I want you to make a row across the top. And in that row, I want you to put KPIs, stands for key performance indicators. You need to know this term. It's usually only found in business, but it's actually a term that says this is how you know you're on track. And whenever you're going after a goal, you need to have those so you can measure your results. And then the bottom 3/4 of that area, I want you to write how. Because this is what most people do. They have that dream, wish, goal, desire, and they want to know how to get there. And whenever you set a goal, what you've just done is you've introduced time and space because you're here and it's out there. It's in the future. By the way, the subconscious mind doesn't understand the future. Okay, so, and that's the part of you that runs your habits and patterns. So you always need to be focused in the now for the subconscious to be in agreement with the goal that you want to get. Okay, so you're trying to find all the hows, and the subconscious mind is ignoring all the hows. It doesn't want to implement them long term because you've got fear of what you're going to have to let go of, and that's the happiness that you get through your self-sabotage. Flip, can you see why this has already been causing you problems, unsustainable success, and moving forward because you're trying to achieve it in a way that is in direct contradiction with the way that you're designed? Okay, so we try to fill it with hows, and then we try to monitor ourselves up at the top with our key performance indicators. How much weight have I let go of, or how much more money have I made, or am I going out on the dates? Am I making friends? Whatever it might be. And none of this is going to work. It's not sustainable. Any success that you've achieved by going to the next level, it's because you stumbled across this other system that I'm getting ready to introduce to you without a conscious awareness, which is the reason why you couldn't then um, redo it. You couldn't predict your next level of success. So, whenever you set a goal and you've introduced time and space, the subconscious has a law that it goes by that is known as the void or the vacuum. It will not tolerate emptiness. This is the reason why if somebody gets rid of a bad habit, like they decide to become a stop smoker, and then they turn to overeating because the subconscious mind said, no, we had this habit that was getting our needs met in a dysfunctional way, and it was giving us small levels of happiness. Okay, so we got to replace it with another oral fixation. Let's go to overeating. Or we all know that one person that finally gets out of the bad relationship. Oh my gosh, we are so celebrating them. And then they get into another one. Or like what I did at one point in my life, I went from one bad boss at one job to the next bad boss at the next job. I'm like, what am I, an idiot magnet? Yeah, in a way, because I was programmed that that's who I was supposed to be around. And then it would be happiness for solving the problems of how to deal with their idiocy. Whew, boy, that can wear you out. All right. So what do we fill the space with? It is not how to's. It is who you need to be in order to make your goal into a reality that can be kept. That's what's in that area that takes up 3/4 of the paper. And there's actually three who's. There's who do you need to be, and then there's who's going to benefit. I always feel like Dr. Seuss. Who's going to benefit, because we are wired as social creatures. And so what we want others to gain from what it is that we're doing. So who do you need to be? Who's going to benefit you? And then who can help you achieve this? So it's not the hows, it's the who's that go in to that 3/4 of the area on your paper. So where it says you are here, you know what I want you to write next to it? I want you to write next to it who you need to be for that goal, that dream to happen. Okay? Because that's what you're going to be developing. What are you going to focus on? How are you going to optimize the emotions, the actions you're going to take? You are seeing things right now based on the perception of your past, whether it's pain or progress, and what you need right now to be able to achieve this goal, this dream, and turn it into your reality. It's already in your environment, but you are not seeing it. It's known as a subconscious scotoma. You're not seeing it because you're looking out of the eyes of the identity that was developed based on your past, not who you need to be today. Remember how I said the subconscious always says, it's always the now. It's either the past or the now. So who do you need to be right now? So what all goes in that area on who you need to be? Well, it's going to be one level of enjoy or avoid. It's going to be another level of symptoms have purpose. It's going to be another level of the motivators. It's going to be another level of values and rules. And then only after all of that do we actually get to the beliefs. Because after age 13, the only way you'll accept a belief is through continual action on upgrading your identity. Did you know it only takes about 66 days for a habit to form, but 91 days for a belief? And beliefs can be out of harmony. They can actually contradict the habits. I mean, we have people who believe that they want to be healthy, and yet they've got the habits that are doing the exact opposite. So we have to work our way through a system that is going to upgrade that identity during those 91 days. And then once you begin to develop that identity, now you can say that top portion with the KPIs, key performance indicators, that's where the how goes. So the how is only a small portion. But you can't figure out the how until you decide the who. I was working with a client last night and we were going through this and she's like, yeah, but I still don't get how I'm supposed to make this happen. And I'm like, I don't know either, because you're not taking enough action on the who. Once you do that, then it'll begin to come into your awareness of what's already in your environment. And then she sends me an email this morning going, oh, what about this? And it's like, yeah, she's nailing it because she's already stepping into that identity. Okay. What will stop you from all of this is what you think that you have to let go of. You think you're going to have to let go of time, let go of money, let go of relationships. If you're afraid to let go of something, then that shows that you don't have a handle on it. It's got a hold of you, because you don't have to let go of anything. You have to reestablish a relationship with it that's healthy, where you and it are working in harmony for more life on the growth side, not continuing on the dysfunctional side, where that's the number one universal law is more life. We are the only life forms that we know of that have the ability to choose either growth or decay. So you need to move from the decay into the growth. All right. So how might I be able to assist you with this? I'm going to give you two options. First one, go to drewdawnferguson.com/2021. For those of you on the podcast, you're going to have the link that will be in the description of today's podcast. And what you're going to see there is Success Summit 2021, where I am going to be teaching you how to do an identity upgrade. Up to this point, I have only taught this full progress piece to people who have become certified hypnotists. I want you to be empowered, so I'm going to teach it to you. And you're going to see that it's an incredible price. I'll let you know. If you want to work with me privately, I'd love that. My contact information is on there. But you're also going to find that I'm going to be one of the most expensive rapid results hypnotists that you will ever work with. To work with me in the Jumpstart Your Success package, it's an investment of $497. This workshop, this 2-day workshop, is a fraction of that. And I even have a special savings for you. But to get that special savings, podcasters, listen to the end of the podcast and you'll be able to get it. For the rest of you, you can go to drewdawnferguson.com/PC and you'll see the directions on how to get a savings that you can actually apply towards this class, this 2-day workshop. And I'm only going to take maximum, might even be less than this, maximum 25 people. Because during the 2 days, I need to be able to give you the attention that your upgraded identity desires and deserves. So this is not about how many people can we pack into a virtual event. It's going to be how many people can you mastermind with and still get attention from me. Okay, so drewdawnferguson.com/2021. 2021. The other option is to become a certified hypnotist. Sign up for the spring training, do this for others, and I'll add on this ticket as well as we'll go in depth on how to use this system and help bring others out at their brightest so the world's a better place. And you can get information on that at isch4u.com. isch4u.com. All right, so you've got to upgrade the identity. Stop looking for hows until you've decided who you need to be, and then start using the process to reveal who you really are. I'd be honored if I was the one to be able to assist you with that. So until we get together again, go out and make the world a brighter place because you're actually using more of your brilliance. Bye now.